2026 meeting of the Christiansburg Town Council to order. Mrs. Hicks has requested that to join by phone. She is out of town, and hello, you there?
I'm sorry.
Okay, so we approved her joining the work session, and I think we mentioned the council meeting, but do I have a motion to allow her to join council?
Motion to allow.
Second.
Motion is second. Madam Clerk?
Mr. Bishop. Mrs. Bowman.
Aye.
Mrs. Hockett.
Aye.
Mrs. Umberger.
Aye.
Mrs. Waltz. Aye.
5-0, thank you. This is the time of the meeting that we will take pause for a few minutes for silent moments of reflection. Certainly situations in the world, situations all over the place, but let's take a moment and just reflect on those that are heavy on our minds. Thank you. If you'd please rise and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I'm going to ask Mrs. Hickman here, Ms. Bowman.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. There are several adjustments to the agenda. Mrs. Waltz, you have a,
Yes, per Town Code 261, I'd like to separate item D in the motion, in the consent agenda.
okay.
So her motion was to separate it?
Yes, separate
separate
item.
it.
Okay.
It's actually, it's just
Yeah.
Town Code, so.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
And I just want to add the following presenters to the introduction and presentations portion of the agenda to include the Imagination Library of Montgomery County, the Montgomery History and Art Museum, the Community Health Center of the NRV, and the NRV Cares Children's Advocacy.
Okay, Ms. Hicks? Do you have an,
She seconded.
So I want to make a, I don't know what time during the meeting you want to do this, but I have I want to file the dissent when, and I don't know when you want that to happen, Mr. Mayor.
what is it that you want to do?
A dissent?
Okay, that's fine. I think that is coming from you and Mrs. Bowman also. So what we'll do is in the presentations, introduction and presentations, I'll call on Ms. Bowman first, and I'll call on you to read your dissent and have the documents to Mrs. Henline as soon as you can tomorrow.
She
So-
already has them.
We should have them.
Okay, fine. So we have several adjustments. Do I have a motion to accept all of them?
I'll make a motion to accept.
Okay, a second.
Hey, we had a
Mr. Mayor.
motion on the floor, didn't we?
Well,
We're still working on it. I'm trying to include
Well, we
all
got-
of them in this one.
Okay, all right. It's
So,
Did you want to add the chamber bills?
oh, yes. And I also would like to add the carryover items from the last meeting in Bill's payment, the Chamber of Commerce items, I believe it was $1,950. I'd like to see if we can add that into the consent, into the agenda also. Under-
Mr. Mayor, I couldn't hear anything Mrs. Tanya Hockett had mentioned.
Okay, so I would like to add into the consent agenda the Chamber of Commerce bills that were questioned 2 weeks ago, and I think Ms. Eagle has given a response to those and clarified those. So I'd like to have those to go in to the consent agenda under item F to be voted on tonight.
Mr. Mayor, can you clarify, can you ask Mrs. Tanya Hackett to tell me what was that she said, because I couldn't hear the things she said.
Okay, well, I can tell you, she asked to amend the agenda to allow 4 of the people that have applied for the community development grants. That'd be Imagination Library, the museum, NRV Cares, I think, and the Community Health Foundation. Is that
Health Center,
That's right.
yes.
okay? So that's those 4 that we're adding. They'll be presenting tonight.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, Madam Clerk.
We need a motion? Did we get one?
We might need a re-motion.
Yeah, I would like to have it clarified, because I'm not sure what I'm
I'd like
Would you
putting.
amend your motion?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion that we approve all of the adjustments to the agenda.
Second.
A motion and a second. Madam Clerk?
Mr. Bishop,
Aye.
Can we have discussion about that? At what time am I supposed to have the time to be able to do my thing?
I explained it to you earlier. Under the introductions and presentations, after we have had the 4 presentations, then Mrs. Bowman and you will have time to do your dissent at that time.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Bishop,
Aye.
Mrs. Bowman,
Aye.
Mrs. Hicks,
Aye.
Mrs. Hockett,
Aye.
Mrs. Umberger,
Aye.
Mrs. Waltz.
Aye.
That's 6-0. Thank you. We'll move into public hearings. Tonight we have a conditional use permit request by Rock Step Christiansburg LLC, property owner, to allow operation of a carnival from March 26th, 2026 through April the 5th, 2026 on the property located at 782 Newer Valley Road Northwest, tax parcel 435-A-41, Zone General Business District B3. Property is designated as business commercial on the future land use map of the town of Christiansburg dated 2023. Is there anyone here to address this?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is W.D. Cole. I'm with Cole Shows Amusement Company of 5311 Indian Draft Road, Covington, Virginia. We're the carnival that operates at Uptown Christiansburg every spring, and pending your approval, we look forward to coming back in just a few weeks. And I appreciate your consideration and be happy to answer any questions you may have.
How many years have y'all been doing this? What year?
Pre-COVID, so I believe at least 2018, 2019.
I'm talking about here in town.
Yes,
in
here
town.
in Christiansburg.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Anyone else? Hearing no one else, I will close that portion of the public hearing. We have a rezoning request from LZM-BAM LLC, applicant and property owner for an amended to proffers on property located at 2886 Roanoke Street, identified as tax parcel 501-1-24A, consisting of approximately .0968 acres. The property is zoned general business, District B3 with proffers, and the request is to amend the proffer accepted with the 2001 zoning action. The property is designated as business commercial on the future land use map 2013 of the town of Christiansburg. Is there anyone here to address this?
Yes. Good evening. My name is Barbara Martin. I'm here representing my husband, Larry Martin, and our rental company, LZM-BAM LLC. This piece of property that we're talking about was originally approved. The site plan was originally approved back in 2001 when my husband and his nephew started a business, an excavation and septic service business. I wasn't really very involved in it at that time, so I will give you as much information as I can from what I do know. When in that original site plan, there was a requirement for 21 trees, pine trees or something like that, as a buffer, as a screening buffer between some rental houses that we have that are beside and in front of this piece of property. This piece of property does not front Roanoke Street directly. The houses do. And these trees over time, you're probably familiar, may have heard it from some other people, these trees over time grew to be monsters. They grew very tall and very big and bushy, and some of them even ran over into the little rental house we have there. And we actually had to put some new siding and a new roof on that house because of the damage with the pine needles and cones and the sap and all of that stuff. So Larry, at that time, like I say, I wasn't very busy. This was probably back in the early 2020s maybe, when we had to do some work on the house. He cut the trees down. I don't know, and like I said, I don't know if I said, he's not able to be here because he has dementia and has that for the last 3 years, and he can't comment to this at all. So he cut them down, and within a year or so after that, he actually had to close his business because of his health problems. And we let the property set for a year or so, and then I cleaned it out, I guess the summer 2024, maybe. And, was renting, put it up for a rental property. And we were told that for somebody to get a business license there, that the trees had to be replanted or had to be put back as a screening. And this, to me, was just something that was totally out of question because they had done so much damage. And the type of business that I would put there, like a small landscaping, a small engine repair, something like that, really I didn't see. And with the property not being on the main road, I didn't really see the need for the screening for the trees to be there. And I really didn't want them. I also could say that the property in front of this location, there's a septic system. Our little block there is still without town sewer. I think it comes up to the house before one of our rentals and starts again down past Dunlap. So, and that's something that I would like to say. I would love to hook on to sewer with my rental properties if it was available. That might be something you might look into for future. But the trees, also the roots, were big and growing into the septic system for this commercial business property. So didn't want to put those back. So I was told that I needed to come and put in a request to take that out of the proffer, take the trees out of the proffer.
Okay.
So, I don't know if you want, I think there's some pictures they can show you if you want to see the damage to the roof. You may not even need to see those. I think the planning commission unanimously approved to not have to plant the trees back.
Okay.
That last month.
And I think there were several comments from citizens
Yeah.
close by that agreed it didn't see a need to do that.
In need, and we've got the people that live in the rental house right beside it have small children, and they definitely don't want trees that could have limbs that could harm their children.
Thank you. So, go ahead.
So basically, that's probably about all I have to say. I just need to have these proffers, that one particular proffer, removed, and I would, if you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer them. I've always, and especially the last 3 years, Larry, he managed taking care of the properties, and I kind of did the business end. Now I'm trying to do both, and I've actually done a lot to them in regards to painting and putting up new doors and bring the property up so they're really, in good shape. And, we try to keep our properties in very good shape and good appearance for ourselves and for the town. So I would just, my request is just to not have to, is that you remove that proffer for those trees to be there.
Thank you, Ms. Moore. Are there any questions?
Yes, can you give me a could you give me a general idea of where this property is located? Where's it next to?
Yes, it's down past, where the Super 8 Motel is.
I do.
And there's a storage, right beside it, there's a storage
Okay.
building. And then our personal, I don't know if I told you my personal address, I'm probably supposed to do that. We live at 2850 personally, our residence, but it's not on the road either. You can't see our home from the road. And then there's another storage, but it's right before you get to Dunlap. Do you know where Dunlap Drive
Yes.
is?
Okay.
So it's between those storage buildings and Dunlap, on the left there.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Is that sewage? Do you know, Scott, anything about sewage? Is that because it's low down? Some of these places on Roanoke Street are low down. Is that?
I would have to look at the.
Okay.
We'll get you an answer.
So, Ms. Martin, our normal procedure, and I will ask for any other questions, but we will review this and make a decision at our next meeting on the 24th.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Thank you. Anyone else to address this particular item? Hearing no one, then I will close the public hearings. We will go to the consent agenda, which at this point is the approval of the minutes of February 18th, 2026 work session, approval of the minutes of the February 24th regular meeting, the bill list, a resolution recognizing Down Syndrome Awareness Day at March 21st and Down Syndrome Awareness Week, March 16th through the 22nd, and the question about the bills from the 24th dealing with the Chamber of Commerce.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussions? Madam Clerk?
Mr. Bishop,
Aye.
Mrs. Bowman,
Aye.
Mrs. Hicks,
Aye.
Mrs. Hockett,
Aye.
Mrs. Umberger,
Aye.
Mrs. Waltz.
Aye.
Okay, now we have the approval of professional services contract for master planning and design services for the Public Works Operations Center, the initial phase, not to exceed $360,000.
We'd like to make a motion to deny this request until we are able to have a work session regarding this.
So it would be a denial, or would you request that we table that?
Denial, I want to see if we can move it to a work session before we finalize results.
Okay,
I would ask that the council member reconsider. I'd like to make a motion to postpone until after we have a budget meeting.
We got two different motions,
I
Mayor.
will take mine back and I will let that motion go.
okay. So your motion is?
My motion is to postpone this until our next meeting.
Second.
Next,
Okay, thank you. Any other comments or questions? Madam Clerk?
Mr. Bishop,
Aye.
Mrs. Bowman,
Aye.
Mrs. Hicks,
aye.
Mrs. Hockett,
Aye.
Mrs. Umberger,
Aye.
Mrs. Waltz.
Aye.
All right, that is 6-0. Moving on to introductions and presentations, we have 4 applicants or people that have submitted their application for community support documents. The first will be Imagination Library, and we have informed them, 5 minutes, please.
Thank you. Good evening to Mayor and Council. I'm Wendy Baldwin. I'm the Executive Director of the Imagination Library of Montgomery County, which is a local partner to the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. The Dolly Parton program has been going for 30 years, and she is deeply committed to issues of literacy, having watched how her father was harmed by his inability to read and write. So she started programs that dealt with school-age children, and she realized she had to start earlier than that. So this is a program from children from birth to the age of 5. And once enrolled, a child gets a free, high-quality, age-appropriate book. I have some examples. In the mail each month until they turn 5. It's really an amazing program. Enrollment's very simple. It's simply the child's name, mailing address, and date of birth. There are no other requirements. Now, it's important to put this program in some perspective. 80% of physical brain development occurs before the age of 3. And so the idea behind this program is we need to invest in children to ignite a love of reading and some pre-literacy skills before they go off to kindergarten. In fact, the last book each child gets is Look Out Kindergarten, Here I Come. The goal is to spark a love of reading and build concrete pre-literacy skills. Once children are enrolled, so the Dolly Parton program pays for the infrastructure and the administration of this program that gets 3 million books a month in the hands, mailed to the right children and the right books. They pay for the negotiating with the publisher, and important to me, they mail the books. So we started enrolling children over 2 years ago, just 2 years ago. And during that time, we have reached over 3,000 children. 2,200 are currently enrolled, and the rest have aged out by turning 5. 47% of those children have Christiansburg addresses. And in that time period, over 43,000 books have been mailed to children in our community. So how do we enroll children? We go everywhere, is the short answer. We go to schools, we go to daycares, we go to street fairs, we go to Touch a Truck, we go to the Christmas store, anything to enroll children. Again, as I said, it's very simple. We can do it in public because there's no personal information. The types of fundraising, we have raised our funds from businesses, individuals, civic groups, local government, and grants. 97% of the funds we raise go to pay for books. We're an all-volunteer organization. We have virtually no overhead. So once you can see how this plays into our budget, however, because once we enroll that child, they stay in the program until they turn 5. So I not only have what I could say are this year costs, but we have significant out-year commitments. The Dolly Parton Library has funded a big research project, and rather than go through a lot of research findings, I've left you the handout for that. But I think it shows, to me, it shows the impact on children, which frankly are what I would have expected, and they're significant. But there's also an impact on the caregivers, the parents, the grandparents, and it improves and accelerates their engagement of the child in reading. So this is a long-standing program, and they've demonstrated it can ignite a love of reading and the skills that are going to be needed when that child goes to kindergarten. I have a friend who teaches kindergarten. She said every year they'll have a child who comes in who doesn't know how to handle a book. They've never apparently been read to. They don't know about holding it right side up and turning the page. The Imagination Library is very cost-effective. The cost of the program is $31 a year, but the state pays half of it. But we have to raise the other $16 a year. And when I say a year, that's 12 books to each child that's enrolled. Support from the town of Christiansburg would be great for our funding stream, and also just as an indicator of community commitment to these children. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions? Thank you. Next, we have a representative from Montgomery County Museum of Art and History, History and Art. Maybe it's art history, whatever.
Thank you. I think I've got some slides coming. I assume this is my. Okay. Good evening, Mayor Barber, members of council, town staff. Thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. We appreciate the town of Christiansburg's continued support of the Montgomery Museum of Art and History and for considering this current grant request. The funding requested is important to the continued success of the museum's work, which I'm going to describe shortly. While the museum's funding streams are varied, they are not assured. Donations, sponsorships, event proceeds, awards from private grants fluctuate year to year. As we undertake our budget process, we carefully review expenses with the knowledge that failure to meet income goals will have a direct effect on the services and programs we are able to provide. The funding from the town is a critical piece of the museum's budget. Consistent annual support helps us keep history and culture a part of everyday lives for town residents. While the museum serves the broader Montgomery County community, our home has been here in Christiansburg since our founding 43 years ago. The decision to remain located in Christiansburg and rehabilitate a vacant historic building in downtown was intentional. Christiansburg is the right place for the museum to grow its programs, serve the community, and welcome residents, students, and visitors alike. Each year, the museum hosts special museum tours for civic groups, senior living center residents, and we partner with the Town Recreation Department to offer guided architectural history tours of our historic downtown. We contribute a broad range of programs to the Rec Center's catalog. Our work with students is a core part of the museum. This month, we host a Montgomery County Public Schools student art exhibit. This annual exhibit gives students a chance to see their artwork displayed in a real museum setting where they can celebrate their creativity with their community. Receptions for the shows are on this Thursday, March 12th, and on the 19th, and we hope you'll be able to join us for those. The museum also serves as a fiscal agent for the Montgomery Junior Appalachian Musicians Program, MJAM for short. That program gives young people the opportunity to learn traditional Appalachian music from experienced musicians, and this passes those traditions on to the next generation. The museum provides the space for MJAM in our building, and that brings over 20 families downtown most weeks of the school year. As you may know, the Montgomery Museum moved into our building at 4 East Main Street in 2022. The move has resulted in significant growth in visitation, increasing from about 1,300 in 2021 to about 6,100 people last year. The former location of the museum on South Pepper Street is still owned by the museum. The grounds of the historic Pepper House are open, and the glorious public garden there provides a space for recreation, contemplation, and learning. For example, a garden workshop series will be held in the garden beginning later this month. A recent arts and economic prosperity study estimated that nonprofit arts and cultural organizations in Blacksburg, Christiansburg, and Montgomery County together generated more than $41 million in economic activity, including more than $7 million in tax revenue to local, state, and federal governments. The museum gift shop is active, and we are pleased to have the opportunity to join small businesses participating in town-sponsored activities. For example, the museum hosted 960 visitors during Halloween event last year. Our annual Heritage Day is being reworked for 2026, and it brings hundreds of people downtown. The Historic House Tour was a new event for us last year. Looking ahead, the museum is preparing for the upcoming 250th anniversary of the American Revolution, and I'll be back here in April to tell you more about those plans. The museum is nearing completion on several facility improvements, including the installation of an elevator and the replacement of original HVAC systems that will better care for our artifacts. The Montgomery Museum is proud to call Christiansburg home, and we are grateful for the town's partnership in supporting our work with students, families, and the broader community. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Any questions? Thank you. Next, we have a representative from the Community Health Center of Muir Valley.
So Good evening. My name is Albert Brogan. I'm the Chief Financial Officer for Community Health Center of the New River Valley. I've got our CEO, Michelle Bronze, here with me today, and I appreciate the opportunity to come in and speak to you all. So we are the New River Valley's primary healthcare safety net. So we're a federally qualified health center with a 45-year track record of providing affordable medical, dental, and behavioral health services to people of all ages, regardless of their ability to pay. Our primary site is right here in Christiansburg. We're on 215 Roanoke Street. We also operate full-time sites in Dublin, Parisburg, and inside of Pulaski County High School. So we are requesting $10,000 of level funding from the town of Christiansburg for fiscal year 27. It's the same amount we've received in prior years when funding was requested or approved. These funds directly offset the cost of care for Christiansburg residents who are uninsured and underinsured, and at or below 200% of the federal poverty level. A typical patient visit costs us about $200 to deliver. With our slide fee patients, we're able to get that price for them down to about $20, which helps, of course, the support helps to absorb the difference between cost and reimbursement for those patients. Christiansburg is our single largest patient jurisdiction. We project serving 1,938 Christiansburg residents in fiscal year 24, which is about 24% of our total patient population. Organization-wide, we serve about 6,100 individuals, and that's across 28,230 healthcare visits. So we're projecting to see about a 30% increase in the next year as we're adding providers. Many of our patients are low-earning workers who hold multiple jobs to support their families, so without us, they'd face unmanageable medical debt or simply leave conditions untreated. In 2023 and 2024, HRSA, which is the organization that manages our federally qualified health centers grant, they place us as the top 10% of community health centers in the nation in terms of quality outcomes. So at present, we've purchased a property on Acres Farm Road here in the town of Christiansburg. We're building a new, much larger facility that we're hoping will be our permanent home. So our current space cannot keep up with our demand there at 215 Roanoke Street, but we're building a new 2-story facility that'll include additional exam rooms, dental laboratories, behavioral health offices, and an on-site pharmacy and on-site x-ray. So the design is complete. We've got about 700-page document ready for construction. Soil tests are done. We're just waiting on stormwater design, which is in progress with the town right now. Our target timeline is construction beginning in the spring of 26, and then, of course, completion by near the end of 2027. So in terms of where we're at right now, our total operating budget for fiscal year 27 is approximately $11 million. So about 72% of that revenue comes from patient fees and charges. Grants are about 24%. And then, of course, government support at the local level is about 1%, and the state level is about 1%. So that 1% from localities is a smaller percentage, but outsized in terms of importance. It signals community buy-in, helps leverage other funding, and directly supports our ability to serve patients who cannot afford the cost of care. We're requesting level funding from all the jurisdictions in the NRV this year, consistent with what's been approved in the past. Our board members receive no compensation, and we operate lean, so every dollar of local support goes directly to local care for patients. So in closing, in a thriving community, basic health care must be accessible to all, regardless of employer, insurance status, or financial means, and this is exactly what the Community Health Center tries to do. So your $10,000 investment helps keep our doors wide open for the nearly 2,000 residents of Christiansburg that we serve, and I appreciate your consideration and open for any questions.
Any questions?
Where is this new building being located?
So it's Acres Farm Road, so that is across from the Waffle House on the other side of town. There's a cul-de-sac with a lot of professional buildings there. I think there's actually a Carillion building next door, so we're near the end of that cul-de-sac.
What are you going to be doing with the old building?
We don't have any immediate plans for it right now. It's something that we plan to hang on to. We might convert that to something that's a little more pediatric focused. I think is sort of what we're planning. So, but again, there's nothing concrete for that yet.
Thank you.
Any other comments or questions? Hearing none, thank you. Oh, Michelle?
Mayor, nice to see you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. I just brought some information along. Thank you, Albert, for all of that. That was wonderful. About our new facility. Dr. Eagle, I know you're new to the community, so welcome, and I imagine that you'd like to get to know about us a little more. I invite you to come and take a tour. We've been doing this since 1981 in this community, and so it's the first time we've really grown. The information, if I may, leave it behind. Is that
Thank you.
all right?
Thank you.
For everyone to see, it talks about what we're going to be doing on Acres Farm Road. And we may be back again in a few months to ask for further support, just as Montgomery County has done for us. So I just wanted to slide that in there if I could. Thank you.
And next from NRV Cares. Oh, there she is.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Thank you for having us here this evening. My name is Marilyn Ortega. I'm the Executive Director at NRV Cares here in Montgomery County. And NRV Cares is a nonprofit organization that serves the New River Valley. We are dedicated to providing protection to children against child abuse and neglect, as well as strengthening families in our region. New River Valley, or I'm sorry, NRV Cares has been a part of New River Valley since 1982. So for 43 years, we have been in service of the communities, and we offer community education, parent education, and court-appointed special advocates to the New River Valley communities. Our community education provides stewards of children, which is trainings to eliminate child sexual abuse, parent education, which strengthens the resiliency of families in the region through parenting young children courses, circle of parents support groups, and parenting through separation and divorce seminars, as well as parenting workshops. CASA recruits, trains, and supports community volunteers who research current and potential homes of children that are involved in our court systems because of abuse and neglect, to ensure that they receive all of the supports needed to be in a secure and stable home environment. With your continued and dedicated support, we have been able to reach a total of 549 Christiansburg residents during the fiscal year of 2025 through our community education, parent education, and CASA. All of the programs attained their targeted outcome measures, and we have continued to look at different ways that we can grow our capacity so that we can deepen our impact in the region through events such as the Spring Family Fun Festival. The festival is a resource that offers a family-friendly, free environment to connect families to different resources across the New River Valley that can support strengthening families and ensure that all families have what they need to thrive in our communities. And we estimate that 20% of the clients that we will serve in fiscal year 27 will be Christiansburg residents, and 75% of those residents will be economically disadvantaged. So we are requesting the 12% of our funding through this particular stream, which will allow us to ensure that we continue on with our mission, keeping children at the center of all that we do.
Thank you. Any questions, comments? Hearing none, thank you.
Thank you.
Mrs. Bowman, I believe you are next with a dissent.
Yes. I've already given this to Tracy Henline, the clerk, for the record, but dated March 10th, 2026, pursuant to Christiansburg Town Council Code 2-66, I hereby file my written dissent to the rezoning adopted at the February 24th, 2026 Town Council meeting, approving the rezoning of the property location at 300 Kimball Lane Southwest, identified as tax parcel 557-A-20,
parcel ID 016002, and consisting of approximately 37.987 acres from Agricultural District A to Single Family Residential District R1. My dissent is due to the following. The tie-breaking vote that determined this rezoning was justified on the public record, recorded by statements that do not constitute a finding of substantial accord with the comprehensive plan as required by Virginia Code 15.2-2232. The mayor is on record stating that he knew it would come to this. How defeating that must feel to the citizens who expected a fair and open process. He also stated that this was a very classic case of NIMBY, not in my backyard. This was rude and insulting, showing an utter lack of respect and caring for the hundreds of citizens affected by this decision. For me, it comes down to safety and quality of life. I have not seen any plan that provides for either of these. Thank you. Councilwoman Kim Bowman.
Thank you. Mrs. Hicks.
My dissent is just the same, just with my signature in it. And I would like to make another statement with that. I would really would like for you guys to reconsider that, especially the 4 people that voted against it, including the mayor. Mr. Hamburger, you have mentioned previously that if the word proffer is offered, you may reconsider your position. I believe this is that opportunity for you. There's a path forward that could significantly benefit the community. Approving a proffer that will reduce the number of homes from like 90 down to approximately 70 while dedicating additional land to greener spaces for residents. This could include meaningful community amenities such as a public park, a flower garden, spaces that will be given back to the town for everyone to enjoy, or even for them to see. Many of these families who will live in this development will not have the same advantages of large private yards like yours, while some homes in the area have lots of approaching, acreage around them, especially on those subdivisions there. These new residents may rely on shared green spaces to experience nature, gather with neighbors, and give their children room to play. By supporting a proffer that reduces density and increases community green space, you will help ensure that they have those opportunities. If you truly cared about preserving the green space and improving quality of life for other residents, this is a moment to make a meaningful difference. I respectfully ask that you reconsider your vote and advocate for additional green spaces as part of your proposal. Your leadership could help create a development that balances housing needs with beautiful shared outdoor spaces for the entire community to enjoy. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you. We'll close the introductions and presentations at this time and open the floor for citizens' comments. And we ask that you come before the podium, your name, your address, limit your comments to 3 minutes.
No one said anything about this.
All right, thank you. David Bradshaw, 475 Summit Ridge Road. It's me again. I'm here to swing for the fences one last time in this, and I hope I have your attention. Earlier today, I sent out an email about tonight's meeting, and if I understand the town code correctly, tonight is the only opportunity available under Christiansburg Town Code 2-67 for any council member who voted with the majority for reconsideration of the rezoning vote on Kimball Lane. After tonight, that opportunity is permanently gone. I couldn't have asked for a better segue of Councilwoman Hicks saying, so thank you for what you said. I prepared the map that's in there, and if we had it on screen, kind of show the public behind me, what I did was I prepared a map using public available GIS data of the property records for the town of Christiansburg in Montgomery County, Virginia, and it shows the year of construction on parcels that surround neighborhoods. I offer it solely to illustrate the established character of the existing community, neighborhoods that grew organically over decades, home by home, allowing infrastructure, roads, and services to keep pace with growth. What has been approved is fundamentally different. 53 homes in 3 years, then another 50 or more over another period of time. But before all that, don't forget about the development at the end of Summit Ridge Road. That is not how these neighborhoods were built, and the town's own comprehensive plan exists precisely to ensure that new development respects and is compatible with the character of what is already there. Again, I want to bring out one specific item to your attention. Throughout the public hearings on this rezoning, residents cited the town's own comprehensive plan, subdivision ordinances, specifically the transportation policies, the land use policies, and the community and economic development policies, showing that this rezoning did not meet the standards that the town itself has adopted to protect existing neighborhoods. As far as the public records show, those being meeting minutes, YouTube council meetings, and audio from work sessions, none of those standards were part of the council's deliberations. None of them were addressed in the tie-breaking vote justified by the mayor. The residents who raised them at multiple hearings cited chapter and verse from the town's own documents, to my knowledge, never received a single response to any one of them.
You got about a minute, Dave.
Thank you. Our neighborhood is not opposed to development. We are opposed to the rezoning approval as it now stands, decided by a tie-breaking vote that dismissed our concerns without engaging with the town's own adopted standards that exist specifically to protect neighborhoods like ours. If this comes back for a real deliberation, there is an opportunity to get something better for those that were affected. Fewer homes, protected green space, traffic safety concerns addressed, and infrastructure commitments that protect people who already live there in these neighborhoods. Moving to reconsider tonight gives us, the citizens, a seat at the table. Without it, that table is gone. We are asking you not to stop the development. We are trying to be part of a real conversation about how it happens. This process, as it stands, gives citizens few minutes at a public hearing and then 3 minutes at the podium during public comments for decisions that affect our investment in life, family, and property. That's not a dialogue. Please take some time.
Thank you.
Can I finish my last sentence?
Your time was up.
Would anybody like to read my last sentence? Thank you.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, council members. I'm Mark Vest. I live at 360 Summit Ridge Road in Christiansburg. Mr. Mayor, I would like to address us as a community. We had come together, and this is a year-long process of all these rezoning proposals and all of these issues. Throughout this process, I think the community generally feels that we've been met with irritation and often boredom, and it kind of came to a crescendo at last town hall when, Mr. Mayor, you accused a significant chunk of the community of being NIMBYs. It was an unprofessional comment. I don't know what your intent was, but I do know that it takes a lot to get somebody like me, a busy family guy, involved in local politics, but I assure you the end result is you'll get people like me burning shoe leather on the streets to make sure that we can know who's going to be at the table for the votes moving forward. This may be out of our hands, but maybe the next votes will. You also stated that, what about the 114 residents? And I would like to say to the community that if we weren't there, if they needed help and the community wasn't there, then maybe moving forward, based on these comments, that we can all control the development of Christiansburg into a family place where I can raise my family moving forward, and a better Christiansburg than it was. But I was going to demand an apology, but that's sort of pointless. It antagonized people like me, so it's maybe a good result. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Mr. Mayor, Council, I am Sue Speed. Again, I live at 110 Kimball Lane, 3 houses up from Franklin Street. I just had to do this tonight. I don't understand how the 4 of you voted to approve the Woody project? Did you not listen to the many, many of us who spoke of the concerns, the safety, and the facts that we brought to you about our 60-plus years of an older neighborhood? My opinion is evidently not. We voted for you. We voted for you to listen to us and to use our concerns to do research on what we stood here and told you time and time again. Even you, Mr. Barber, Mayor Barber, told me in Food Line when all of this started, quote, not to tell anyone, unquote, that you yourself were not in favor of this project. What happened? Was it just words spoken for re-election reasons only? I believe now is the right time for you to make a motion and reconsider your vote. And this came from my heart very recently today. And I hope, and I have prayed that you will listen to us. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Good evening, Mayor Barber, members of council. My name is Donald Cromer. I live in the Vista Vista subdivision behind the high school. I'm actually not here to complain about anything. I'm here to hopefully address a safety concern. A couple of weeks ago, the rec center, there was a firearm discharged in the parking lot at the rec center as a result of an argument that started inside. Some of you know me, Mayor Barber and Mr. Bishop, I've known for several years. I'm a retired police officer with the town of Christiansburg. I grew up in Blacksburg, but I've lived here the majority of my life. And since I've retired, it doesn't mean that my care for the community has stopped. The incident at the rec center caused me great concern. I've never spoken before the council or anybody else to the town over incidents that have happened. I always just sort of let things ride and hope for the best. But every day we see on the news violent incidents happening, particularly in crowded areas whether it be schools or gathering of large groups of people. In 2025 alone, in Virginia, there was a shooting incident at a football game in Portsmouth. There was an assault on another athlete at a VHSL track meet. Nationwide, there were 171 shooting incidents. Now, I don't have the statistics on how many people were injured or, the results of those. I ran into Council Member Waltz, Council Member Bowman yesterday, and that was the reason I hastily made this presentation to come this evening. But the large gatherings at the rec center, the aquatic center, all of the town's facilities.
Donnie, you got about a minute.
Okay. Create a potential for incidents that could, come out dangerous. I'm not going to criticize any members or any departments with the town, the police department, rec department, aquatic center, all are fine institutions. I just want to offer you to try to make an amendment or a change to the town's event policy, which would include providing security, whether it be private or the police department, and notification of the police department of these events that are happening. I tried to look in the code to see if it was in there, but I couldn't find it. It may be there, but I would like to make sure that we at least address it. There wasn't an officer on duty at the time at the AAU tournament, and I think that had an officer been there, that incident might have been averted. All I'm asking for is just to make a change to the policy. And I know my 3 minutes is up. My alarm is going off here.
Thank you. Thank you, Donnie.
But just, please consider making a change to the policy to make everybody safer.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Hi there, my name is Travis Dory, D-A-W-R-Y. I live at 114 Scattergood. Before this meeting, the council just received a really good primer on the town council's role in code enforcement. And let me be the first to say that I do not envy your position having to make these decisions. I sent an email to the town and to the town council illustrating that minutes from the November 18 meeting show the rezoning request for 300 Kimball from 2 weeks ago was considered and denied by the town council in November. Those minutes were later approved. The mayor and town manager are on record showing it denied, but there's also a video on YouTube from these things. The kids would say that you were caught in 4K, I think is the saying. Some members of council that were not on the council at the time, but are now, again, not in their current capacity, were present at that meeting, as was Dr. Eagle. There is some confusion over inconsistency in verbiage in minutes. The clerk's not doing anything wrong like this. It's just the town doesn't have a standard, from what I can tell. I provided data to the town on the last 120 signed meeting minutes. So that's every signed meeting minute available to the public since January 2022, showing the difference between things being recorded as failed, denied, dead, that kind of a thing. There was an attempt by the applicant for this to have it reheard in November in spite of the denial. And again, the video's out there of that. There was also a new proffer added. This seems to be confusion between Blacksburg and Christiansburg. Christiansburg does not require a new proffer. It does not lead to a rehearing or anything like that. Not only was it the same change, they used the same application, which is per the town code, you have to wait a year. If it was unheard, the applicant would not want it heard because per 4211F, the town council shall take action on a request for amendment within 1 year of the date of filing. Otherwise, the amendment shall be deemed approved. So if they thought that it wasn't heard, they just have to sit there and wait and it's automatically approved. There's no need to go through this whole process. The town and town attorney's opinion on order.
You have a minute.
Thank you. Is that the rules of parliamentary practice are merely procedural. They're not substantive, do not have the force of public law. The town cannot have it both ways. Either procedural rules matter or they do not. Town council ethics requires members to comply with both the letter and spirit of the law. I met with the planning department 2 weeks ago about this. I tried to get a meeting with the town manager over a week ago, but couldn't. Either change the code if you don't like it or obey it. That's what's required for now. The purpose of the town code is to ensure public health and safety. That's from the thing we just saw in the work session. It's the job of the town manager and town attorney to ensure the town complies with the town code, not to protect the town from liability. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Hello, Stephen Tanner, 124 Ella Drive. I was here 2 weeks ago speaking about the development. Here again. Partially because of your comments, Mr. Mayor. They were frankly rude. Personally, I don't take offense to them, but they were inspiring to me to show up again, to speak here, so you hear my voice again and again and again. Ms. Hockett, you spoke about pushing you to further improve the situation because at the end of the day, I don't have enough money to compete with the developer. That was shown very clearly. We don't have enough money collectively to compete with the developer. That was shown very clearly. But we do have voices to come out here and show up again and again and demand simple things. My road has no sidewalks, but it has lots of children. It has a park that kids show up to and nowhere for them to walk. What kind of derelict respect is that to the kids and families who live there? I mean, frankly, it's kind of pathetic. We should, at a minimum, invest in painting the roads. Painting. I'm not asking about major infrastructure changes. Painting. It's simple. You paint the roads, you slow the traffic down, you improve the safety of your citizens. Do the basics. That's all we're asking, the basics. Not crazy things. Take your cuts where you want them, but do us, the citizens, the respect to do the basics. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
My name's Kim McKittrick, and I'm just finishing Mr. Bradshaw's words. He
didn't get to finish.
And your address, Ms. Kendrick?
420, it's McKittrick, 420 Mulberry Drive, Christiansburg.
Thank you.
Moving to reconsider tonight gives us, the citizens, a seat at the table. Without it, that table is gone. We are not asking you to stop development. We are trying to be a part of a real conversation about how it happens. The process as it stands gives citizens a few minutes at a public hearing and 3 minutes at a podium during public comments for decisions that affect our investments in life, family, and property. That is not a dialogue. Please take some time to give this rather large and impacting development a second look. I respectfully ask each of you to consider exercising that right tonight. David Bradshaw. I too just want to speak a minute about my involvement in the last several months. We've been here on cold nights. We've been here. I've never been involved like I've been for this project. This is my hometown. I've been here forever. You've heard me say that. I guess what I want you all to hear tonight is my disappointment and feeling like all these people showed up. And Mr. Mayor, we've been respectful. I have not seen a single person stand at this podium and not be respectful of you and this council. And I personally can just say, your comments made me gasp. Your comments made me want to flee this room and never come back, because I was so disappointed in my town and feeling that our concerns have not been taken seriously. And I want to be here. I now say, no more, Kim. Where you been? Is this how it works? It's been very disappointing. And I just want you to know, I wasn't coming tonight because I didn't know if I was going to have time, but I made sure I got here. I'll get through my minute. I wanted to be here again tonight to see this through. And I want you to know that these people are hardworking people. Most of all have been here most of their lives too. And they just wanted to be heard and not disrespected in the end. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone else? Seeing no one, I will close the citizens' comments. I will comment and say I deserved every one of your comments. My response was rude. My response probably didn't show the respect that I should have to you, but you know, I don't know how many if you ever opened your mouth and something came out and you wished you hadn't said it. 2 weeks ago was that night. So with that, we'll move on. Somewhere, okay.
Committee reports.
Committee reports. Mr. Bishop.
No report.
Okay. Ms. Hicks.
No report.
Thank you. Ms. Hockett.
I do have a report. And I think we have a slide deck. So the Public Arts Advisory Board, I'm new to the board, but I do have some assistance here with any other questions that come up. But selections have been made for Photo of the Year and for the Signal Cabinet. And the 2025 Photo of the Year Award, you can go ahead and, yep. And that's going to, I hope I pronounce this right, Nitent Ray is the winner of the 2025 Photo of the Year Award. And that photo is going to be displayed in Town Hall, and they'll also receive a $100 gift card. And we also have selected the Signal Cabinet Mural Project winners, awardees. The first one is Candy Wallace, and this mural of hers will be at the intersection of Roanoke Street and East Main Street. The next one is from Ellen Morris, and that one will be at the intersection of South Franklin Street and East Main Street. This submission is by Maggie Williams, and the artist is working with the board to make a few modifications. So they'll submit their final image. It'll vary slightly, but they'll submit their final image, and it will be located at the intersection of Flieger and West Main Street. And then the final submission is from Rebecca Bush, and this is phase 1 of her project, and this is going to be located at the intersection of Radford Street and West Main Street. All of these submissions will be developed in vinyl wraps, and they'll be installed by the Blouse House Creative, which is a business local here in Christiansburg. And then at the next Town Council work session, Retta is going to provide a draft of the public arts plan for review.
Thank you. Any questions?
Bravo.
Ms. Bowman?
Nothing to report.
Ms. Waltz?
Nothing to report.
Ms. Hicks, I think I asked you, but I will ask again. Anything to report from the committee reports? Okay.
We're really supposed to make a meeting very soon for sewer and water and stuff, but nothing yet. So.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to discussion and action by
May I?
Mayor.
May I make a comment?
Do what? Oh,
Ma'am.
I'm sorry, Beth. I am very sorry, Mrs. Umberger.
Okay. Last week, went with Dr. Jeff Kerwin to start a program to measure trees, large trees around Christiansburg, in the hope that we will recognize them and also protect them, and also encourage people to properly take care of them. Dr. Jeff Kerwin was Extension and Forestry at Virginia Tech. And so I'll just mention one tree we measured at Depot Park, the big oak that's really spread out there. That means that it was not part of a forest at one time, since if white oaks have their branches out. And we measured the diameter of the tree, and it was 14 feet 7 inches.
Thank you. Discussion and action by mayor and council. Ordinance to authorize investment in Virginia Mint. Katie, I assume that's another investment firm type? Thank you.
Yes, it's just another investment module. It's a pooled investment similar to the VIP, the Virginia Investment Pool. This one is through, it's called Virginia Mint, and they kind of run through the, oh my gosh, the bank just left my brain. Atlantic Union.
Okay.
So, and there's about 12 members, 2 founding members, 12 additional members, and they said they have 7 that are approved, in the process of approving it.
Thank you. Any questions? I'm sorry, should I?
Can you tell us what do you know what the asset allocation is? Because for the Virginia investment plan versus this?
I do not know what the allocation, that's the one chart I did not bring with me. I can get that to you. It's going to be similar to what VIP has.
Okay.
Thank you. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Mr. Bishop?
Aye.
Mrs. Bowman?
Aye.
Mrs. Hicks? Mrs. Hicks?
Can you call my name?
Yes.
Aye.
Thank you.
Mrs. Umberger?
Aye.
Mrs. Waltz?
Aye.
It's 6-0. Thank you.
I left you out. I'm sorry, Mrs. Hockett. Thank you.
The appointment of Mr. Richard H. Sanford to the Aquatic Advisory Board for a term effective through December 31st, 2028.
Motion to approve. Second.
The motion is second. Richard is here. Just raise your hand. He is very, very involved in the aquatic program for the youth and all over. But we welcome Richard, assuming we get you passed. Any other comments or questions?
Thank you for serving.
Madam Clerk?
Did we have a second?
Do we have
A second?
I seconded.
It was Dennis.
Mr. Bishop?
Aye.
Mrs. Bowman?
Aye.
Mrs. Hicks?
Aye.
Mrs. Hockett?
Aye.
Mrs. Umberger?
Aye.
Mrs. Waltz?
Aye.
All right, that is 6-0. So we were asked this evening, and I'm still in discussion by mayor and council, and Reed, I think this is the proper time to ask, is there a motion to recall the vote from February 24th? Hearing no motion, we will move on. Staff reports. Madam Town Manager.
Thank you, Mayor. I would like to reaffirm, excuse me, the plan to have a budget work session next Wednesday night at 6:30. Wanted to make sure that still works for everyone.
I will not be able to attend.
Repeat that.
Okay, sure. So we are currently scheduled for a budget work session next Wednesday night at 6:30. I needed to reaffirm that that is still a good time.
Works for me. I think everybody has put that on their calendars, so I don't want it to be rescheduled because of me. I'm happy to watch the session and then meet with you after if I have questions. Unfortunately, I have a work commitment and won't be able to attend.
Okay. I'll be getting the agenda out soon. I do have information to share on the submittals that I'm reviewing with the departments currently. I'll have revenue projections. I'll have an overview of capital, so more to come on that. That will lead us to March the 24th, that is the date that I will share with you my proposed budget. And then after March 24th, there'll be several opportunities for conversations and work sessions with the board leading up to adoption. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. Mr. Broughton?
Just quickly, I wanted to let you know that the town has 5 code enforcement actions pending having to do with property maintenance violations around the town.
Okay, thank you. You know the staff, Mr. Shippey? Very good. Council reports, Mr. Bishop?
No report.
Ms. Hicks?
I would like to see if anyone else supports me and allowing me to schedule a meeting with the county for a budget talk, especially, since we're to talk to them about starting to take some responsibility for some more of the public safety. That includes to provide money for the police force or to the school police officers. It came to my attention, not too long ago that even like the middle school where my daughter goes to school and other schools like the high school, where we have, hundreds of kids, especially like the middle school, you got 900 kids and only one police officer watching over the school. And our police officers are obviously doing an amazing job, but, 900 students to one police officer, that's not enough police officers. And so I want to make sure that, that they do have the opportunity to speak with us. We have a new council too, and I think it's very important for us to have those discussions with them, for the whole town council to have discussions with them, and maybe on the next board session that we have, we can actually discuss those items that we're going to talk to them about. But in the meantime, try to schedule an appointment with them since they're already talking about the budget.
Okay. So your suggestion is, and we have tried to do this for several years, to have a joint meeting with the Board of Supervisors and the Town Council. We have reached out to dates with them. They have not responded. So if you're asking, and I think this is the proper way to do this, is we would have the town manager and myself reach out to the chairman of the board and the county administrator to set some possible dates for a joint meeting. Is that reasonable? Okay, thank you. Ms. Hockett?
Nothing to report.
Ms. Bowman?
Nothing.
Ms. Waltz?
Nothing.
And Ms. Umberger?
Thank you, sir.
Nothing else?
Yes, I would like to respond to,
Get into the microphone, huh?
yes, sir. The offer, let me think what I'm going to say.
Proverbs.
Nope. So what Mrs. Hicks suggested that I do was the first time I heard of this. So not Ms. Hicks nor Ms. Bowman talk to me prior to this meeting about the possibility of me rescinding my vote, nor did any of the residents talk to me. There was an email during the work session that I received about possibly rescinding my vote. So I think citizens, I've been available to anybody that wanted to talk. I talked to you for an hour, as long as you wanted to. I went with Anna around town. She showed me things. I met at the, anyway, we met and talked in a public place. Anybody that wrote to me, I try to keep up with the emails, but at the end, there was a whole bunch of emails coming, so I was writing a response to all those emails, but I had to enter each email individually, so I couldn't do it, and it was time for the meeting, so I had to come to the meeting, so I thought after the meeting I'll do it. So after the meeting, I was doing it and had it all ready to send, but for some reason, my computer at home was no longer connected to the internet for the weekend, so I could not respond until Monday when I could talk to IT. So I am always available. I will talk to anybody at any time. I stay up late at night, maybe it's okay at night. I'm willing to talk to people, I'm willing to listen, but I also want you to hear what I am saying. And sometimes there are limits to what we can do. And I have found out now that I'm on town council that every time I go to Scott or them, they'll tell me 10 reasons that that can't happen. Because there are laws and regulations and those zoning things. And those things, we as citizens together, I want to change some of those things. I would like to change some of those ordinances. But it has to happen and I'm going to try to have meetings. I've done this before. I got to be downtown 3 years ago, meeting with friends of mine, talking about ways we could get green space. And I have learned a lot, and one of them is you have to own it. You have to own it to control it. So I don't like the fact that I was characterized in the way that I don't care about people. I've been a foster parent. I give my time in this community over and over. And Travis, you know, I volunteered a lot when you were in school. I did the outdoor classroom at the elementary school was because of me. I got a lot of people that you see up there. I can mention all kind of things around town that I have done. So I care about this community very much. I care about the green space. And there's ways that we can do these things. The sidewalks, I want to mention the sidewalks. For 40 years, I haven't had a sidewalk in front of my house because I have to pay for it to be there. The developer the people that buy those houses are going to be paying for those sidewalks and that road. So that is the problem. We've gotten some grants, but if you want a sidewalk, which I agree with, I'm fighting every way. Christine and I both agreed that's what we want. So please let me know in advance. Don't hit me up. It's a surprise. You should have talked to me, and Hannah should have talked to me. So we need to talk with each other, so don't hit me up and surprise like that. And I didn't even know when I would have made a motion if I would have rescinded it. And I'm the only one.
You can make it right now if you would like.
No.
Yeah, you can reconsider.
Okay, but I don't agree. I need time to think about it. What? Okay, and also Tanya could make the motion to rescind it, and so could Mr. Bishop. So those two, for some reason, you've chosen to ask me to do it as opposed to Mr. Bishop or Tanya. So what I'm saying is, I made my decision, and I feel comfortable with my decision. I want green space. I walked on that property today, and I see potential that's going to happen there. You cannot develop under that, and there are invasive plants that are underneath that power line, barberry, that need to be removed because it's invading the green space on the other side. But if I talk to people about removing anything in that border, they're going to go, why are you removing plants? So everything we do is complicated and difficult. And so I want to work towards getting rid of the invasives in that property, and also that they be planted with natives so we don't have invasives be planted on the property, and the green space that's there, that it be maintained in a way where you get rid of the invasives. I am working on this, and I will not stop working on this. I will educate every person in that community if they want to listen to me about how to do their yards properly so they don't have plants that are causing problems for habitats. So don't tell me I don't care about green spaces. But I will not rescind the vote, okay? I know it, people, it'd be wonderful. I could just make everybody happy. They all cheer. But it's a hard decision. But I think that in considering what we have in front of us, I feel like that I made the right decision. It wasn't easy, and I worked hard, and I studied, and I missed an opportunity to go with my husband in Ohio when my daughter might be part of a NASA project. I have stayed here, and I will stay here, and I'm devoted I'm devoted to it. I have a card, and one of the things on my card, my card was, it said, I want mutual respect. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for apologizing. I want to have sustainability, which means, proper sewage. We can't have the sewage blowing every which way. It means to get rid of invasives, and also sustainability. So all those things I'm very much for, but it may mean that I have to make hard votes that won't be perfect. And this vote was not perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. So, no, sir. No, sir.
I can rebuttal to this because the reality is that you do have a chance to do that right now. I really thought that you were going to change your mind the last time because the reality is you were talking all about green spaces and how you want green spaces and green plants and everything else. Well, get this. This is going to have an HOA. Nobody in there is going to be able to have a nice garden like you're talking about. They're going to be, they're only going to be probably not even allowed to do anything with their yard.
Ms. Hicks, will give you about another minute. You have about another minute. Thank you.
For any of this.
I cannot make, Tanya, I can't make a proffer.
We're done.
I can't make a proffer.
We are done. No, sir. Anything else to come before council?
No.
We are adjourned.